Hi everyone. So today I just wanted to speak about something that's been quietly stirring inside me, and maybe it's been stirring in you too. I'm not here with answers or anything. This is just something I've been following, and I've been listening to my body, my reactions, and just realizing that something isn't right. There's been a lot of talk lately in the media, online, about chemtrails, geoengineering, blocking the sun as a way to solve climate change, manipulating the skies. And to be honest, every time I read about it, every time I hear about it, it just doesn't feel right to me. I'm not here to argue facts or theories. I'm not a scientist. I don't know all the facts and theories, and I'm certainly not here to claim that I know what's going on. But what I am here to say is, I'm listening to my reaction, my gut reaction to, to what I hear and see, and what's happening in my body, the energies that I feel. It just, I know, my body just tenses. It's just that icky feeling, that just knowing that, I don't know, it's like, how can spraying particles into the environment or the atmosphere, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right at all. And it feels like this is a quick fix, without really thinking about how it's going to affect the earth. And also it's a fix without actually connecting with the earth. There are other, older, wiser paths that I think we can take, where we can actually nourish the earth rather than yet add another chemical into the atmosphere. And we could be regenerating the land. We could be restoring our forests. We can be listening to those who, have this wisdom in their connection with the earth. We can be rewilding. We can be cleaning up the oceans and protecting them. For me, we have to remember that the earth is alive. She has a heartbeat. She is life as well. She gives us life. The sun gives us life. The earth gives us life too. So there are questions that we need to ask, and we need to contemplate. And I think, I've been thinking, what can we do as a spiritual collective? What can we do to help heal the earth? For me, I'm very much on a remembrance journey, and I think part of what we can all do is remember who we are. We can and remember what this planet is. We can live and remember the sacredness of this planet, and we can reconnect with her. It's so easy, especially living like in the town or the city or urban areas. It's so easy to forget the land, forget, you know. So yeah, we can just reconnect. We can just go outside, walk barefoot, and touch the earth, touch the land, touch the plants and the trees, you know, wade in the waters, you know. So it's not just about the thought of it, it's actually being present and having a relationship with Mother Earth. We can also anchor in the light, you know, through our bodies, knowing that we're all, you know, we're connected, you know, knowing that we've got this connection with the earth. We can help anchor in the light. We can, you know, what does that mean? You know, we can actually allow the light to flow through us, travel through us and into the ground. But also we can choose to live in light as well. So for me, that's about living with love and presence rather than, you know, fear and panic. And that, as a collective, that would be a massive shift in the energy. And then practically there's also the little things, you know. I'm sure a lot of us are making, you know, really conscious choices. And, you know, it does have a ripple effect. And all these aligned choices will create ripples. We can, you know, also use our voices, and that's why, you know, I have made the choice to do this video today, you know, to use our voice to share. You know, like I said, I'm not here with the answers. I don't know what the solutions are, but I just really do feel there is another way. And, you know, I am choosing to remember, and I'm choosing to heal the world the way that I know I can. There's another way. You know, a lot of what mankind has done to the earth is because we've disconnected from her. You know, this disconnection, the forgetting that she's sacred and that she's living, you know, and the disconnection in terms of forgetting that we're all one, we're all part of everything, which means we're a part of the earth. And following this dragon path, for me, that it adds another layer. And it's so interesting because you know, through a session that I received yesterday, it suddenly made so much sense why there is so much about dragons coming up again, you know. So from a dragon perspective, how I understand it, so dragons have always been tied to the earth's energy lines, ley lines. They're called dragon lines, you know, the sacred grids that, you know, pulse through this planet. To me, I was shown yesterday that the ley lines are the main trunks, I guess, the main nervous systems, but then you've got all these capillaries as well. So, you know, it's like these lines are the nervous system of this planet. And the dragons, you know, they're here to help keep these lines clear, to keep them open and switched on, to make sure that the energy flows through the earth. And when we remember to connect, when we remember our connection to the earth, then we remember the connection to the dragons, and vice versa. We remember the connection to the dragons. It's going to remind us to connect to the earth. You know, there's real deep wisdom there. You know, they are guardians of the earth's energy, as well as, you know, transformation. So I know I am not walking this path alone. I know my dragons are with me. They're here with me. We're going to anchor, you know, these energies that the planet needs to heal, and for us to heal as well. And, you know, like I said, you know, I have this awareness that dragon energy is rising. It's like there's a rise of the dragons. It's like, how come so many people all of a sudden are talking about them? You know, they come more in my awareness. Why was I driven, you know, to create the program that I did? You know, there's so much going on, and you know, I really do believe that the rise of the dragons and the awareness of the dragon energy really is tied to the earth's calling for healing and protection. You know, like I said, they're also you know, keepers of energy, of transformation. So yeah, when she is hurting, when she is in pain and she's suffering, no wonder she's calling in the dragons. So yeah, with all this going on, you know, that's why I feel like there's a collective awakening, because the dragon energy is needed now more than ever. The earth is asking for help, and the dragons are here to answer. Yeah, I mean, the grids, they really are. That's why they're called dragon lines. You know, if we're disrupting the natural energy and the natural systems, you know, everything's out of kilter, everything's out of balance. So the dragons are now stepping in. So yeah. Whew. What do we need to do? I think for me, it is about remembrance. It is about reconnection. It is about listening. If we are tuned in, either to the dragon energy or to Mother Earth, then it is, you know, being present, anchoring that light, living with love. You know, I'm just asking the questions with an open heart. I'm not, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm not here with outrage or answers, or you must do this or you should do that. I'm not here to change anyone's perspectives. What I'm asking is, you know, really sit with these questions. You know, what's going to happen if we forget that the sun is sacred, that the sun gives us life and power? You know, what is going to happen if we treat the skies like we can just edit it however we want? What's going to happen if we choose fear over love? So yeah, just, you know, I'm inviting you to just sit with these questions, really feel into what it's bringing up for you in your body. Does it feel right? Does it feel icky? You know, if your body says no, even though you can't rationally understand why, you know, it's just the knowing. The knowing matters. It's all that matters. You just know. Your body will know. You know, you'll be sensitive to the energies, and that's what I'm going with. You know, my body is telling me, something's wrong. I'm not liking this. So, yeah, just if you're feeling all of this too, you know, I guess remember you're not alone. You're not alone in the confusion, in not understanding what's going on. It's a big thing, and it's hard to know what to do. You know, it's hard to know. Yeah. So just go with what you're sensing. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for listening to me ramble on. Just let me know what you feel, you know, what resonates for you. You know, I think all we can do is just keep our connection. This is an open space, you know, for you know, just sharing, and yeah, thank you for listening. Let's just keep, you know, let's look after our land. You know, she is wonderful. Just such an amazing planet. We don't want to lose her. So yeah, let's just keep walking together, barefoot in nature. And I'll see you soon. Bye.